everybody, this is Colton. 445 as you may. Um, I decided to do another review. Um, I got like nothing else to do and I'm really tired. As you probably can see the dark circles in my eyes. I don't know, I don't care. Anyways, you saw how much of a good review I gave of Dark Souls. And yeah, I realized I went back and looked at that video and it was really kind of low quality. So I'm gonna try and do something a little bit better next time. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try at least something. Anyways, what I'm gonna be talking about is Dead Space. What do I think about this game? I love it. Absolutely love it. Gameplay is really action packed. It like okay, I gotta start from somewhere. I tried going off of gameplay, but and I need to ease into that one. Alright, so you're Isaac Clarke, an engineer on on a mission to dwell into deep space and to repair the USG Ishimura. Unbeknownst to you, there was an alien scourge that sort of happened on it. I'm not well, aliens. It's essentially zombies in space. If they had extra appendages and can actually do a little bit more than actual zombies. And it's up to you to completely repair the Ishimura and get out with your life. Now, before I get into the plot, I have to tell you something that might impair my judgment on many games or movies I decide to do from here on out. I'm a sucker for a good insanity plot. There are many movies everyone said that was just god awful. It was the worst piece of shit, or that was the worst game I ever played. But just because it had a great insanity plot, I just couldn't help but to love it. Hmm. This game has a great one. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but this game has a great one. it I like it. It has a silent protagonist in it. Isaac Clarke doesn't speak a word. All he does is grunt. And I think you only see his face like twice in the game. Like once you gotta kind of look for it, but like you can swivel the right analog stick in the first scene, that you can actually swivel around and see his face. Second time is when he finally takes his helmet off. Which the armor designs are actually really damn good. I like the armor designs. Um, the weapons in here are actually pretty damn unique. All of them are mining tools. Um, well, except for the pulse rifle, and even then, the pulse rifle's kind of it's it's kind of worthless. Well, I've used it quite extensively, but it's got a really kick-ass R2 attack. Anyways, um, the plasma cutter and the line cutter are severely overpowered. You can just, as a matter of fact, there's actually a trophy in the game that says beat the game, like, beat the game using only one gun. And what is that gun? Plasma cutter. Matter of fact, it's called One Gun. Um, it's been years since I've played it, so forgive me. I've played this game so many times. Like, I played it like maybe 10 times. I played it just over and over and over and over again because I really like it. I really do. The story is phenomenal. Now, I have a friend that will disagree, but I don't think she really. I'm not gonna outright insult my friend, but I don't think she either cared about it as much as I did, or I don't think she read all the text logs, looked at all the video logs, looked at all the audio, listened to all the audio logs. So that may could have been it because the story is actually pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna ruin the ending or anything like that to you, but pretty much people on the ship. Okay, I need to dwell into the mythos just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. You on a planet called Aegis 7. They well, not you, but there was this team of the Ishimura illegally in Aegis 7 looking for this. Pretty much taking a giant section of land out and mining it for resources. But something goes wrong. They discover an artifact called the Marker, which will play a role. I'm not going to get too much into it. All I know is that, well, all I'll tell is that there's a cult following this marker. They picked up something into their into their ship, and it starts infecting everybody. Everyone goes insane, starts killing themselves or killing other people, and then they eventually turn into these really hideous, awful monsters that just go around killing everybody. You're coming in directly after that. Gameplay wise, it's really linear, but there are times where you can just sort of deviate from this really straight path. Like you can go into extra rooms, and there's even some mini games, and it has probably the coolest idea ever. Like I really do think every single game should have this. It's got a locator. Like if you, because there's actually spots where there are multiple paths, and you'll have to explore all those paths either real soon or later on in the game. So they say, hey, I need you to go to the chemistry lab. And you're just like, okay, well, where's that? You don't have to pull up your map or anything like that. You can, but not really worth it. Just, yeah, you click on the L3 stick, and your character will put his hand down, and there'll be a light, and there'll be a line showing you exactly where you need to go. The only downside is you can't move while you have it, so you have to lay it down and look at the line. But the line will actually linger on for a while. So you follow the line, and that's where you're supposed to go. But it does render the map a little obsolete, which the mapping system is actually kind of cool looking. I wouldn't call it impressive. It is kind of cluttered. It is kind of weird to look at, but it's cool looking. Um, you can upgrade. I forgot to mention its coolest property. You are not safe at all unless you pause the game. You can buy stuff and still get attacked. You can upgrade your weapon and still get attacked. You can save your game and still get attacked. So, many people think, well, that's sort of bogus. Well, I did at the time. And I come to later appreciate it, so I'm like, okay, well, that just adds a bit of realism to it. And that's actually pretty cool. I actually like games with just a little realism. I don't want them to be too realistic. Granted, I really liked Heavy Rain, but even that had some moments of unrealism, of surrealism. Actually, that's the proper word for it. Now, many people. Now, I don't care what anybody says. This game scared the fuck out of me. It was just terrifying. 'Cause I got it when I was 12. Uh, 12 or 13. I'm gonna go with 13 on this one just to be sure. Got it when I was 13, and it I played the first level, and when I saw the creatures finally, I just after the first part, I was done. I was done with it. Just like, you know what? I think I'll pick this game up in a while, like in about a couple hours. So let me picked it up. Same thing happened. Then after a while, I got tired of it and just sort of gritted my teeth and just picked up the controller and went through it. And once you finally break that initial fear, it's similar to Dark Souls. Once you finally break that initial fear that you can die anytime, it's fun. Like, you'll blast through it. I was able to blast through this game in about 12 hours. Graphics are impressive with this one. Similar to Dark Souls, graphics are really, really impressive with this one. The aiming systems all, like, everything's in game. You pull up your map, you can actually see your character looking at the map. You pull up weapon vendors or anything like that, you can actually see your character looking at it. You can even see your character trying on new suits. Kinda. Like, you'll select the suit that you want, it'll open up, and you just rest into this little thing. Thing closes, and you see this light traveling down, opens up, and you're in your new suit. You can only carry 4 weapons at a time, and it uses the D-pad to select your weapons. So, which is I think is a nice touch because there are many times where you run out of ammo with your pulse rifle, and you just click whichever one, and brings up a different weapon, and you can just keep using it, which makes combat flow a little bit easier. Well, I don't want to say easier. It flows better. Makes combat a little bit, flow a little bit better. Adds a little danger because these enemies hit hard. Even on easy mode, they hit hard. Which is another thing, difficulty. It was known. You'll excuse me. Okay. This one. Where's my other one? Come on, number 3. Okay, let's do that one. And this one. All 3 Dead Spaces. Which this one had impossible mode, but I'll admit, and many people are probably gonna look down on me, but fuck it, I don't care. I use cheats. You can find them on game packs. For stasis. I used it just for stasis and all the other stuff as well. I pretty much used them all, but the only one I ever needed the most was stasis. Which impossible mode was just, oh god. I don't see anyone knowing how, anyone like doing it without cheats. This game, hardest difficulty setting, can only save 3 times throughout the entire game. That's just no. No. like, they even had like an online walkthrough to. I had to look up an online walkthrough to know when the best preferred places to save, because my strategy is save every chance you get in this one in Dead Space. But now I can only get 3 saves with this one. This one, hardest mode. You can save whenever you want because they got rid of the whole safe station feature. However, if you die once, your game gets deleted, the game tells you go fuck yourself, and you start from the very beginning. What I think of that is I think it's just a cheap way to make it really hard. I mean, this is hardcore setting. I played this on easy, and I got my ass handed to me a couple of times. And there were a couple of times where I was flat out sure I was not gonna make it. And a couple of times, yeah, I died on easy, mind you. What the holy mother of fuck am I gonna do on hardcore? Fuck that. Fuck that. So yeah, these games get really difficult really quick. And I love Dead Space. I really do. This was my favorite game. This is still one of my favorite games. It's tied with Dark Souls. Klutzy Colton. That was pretty good, actually. Zero gravity. This game has amazing zero gravity. For the time being. You can actually grab stuff, and the physics was actually kind of impressive in zero gravity situations. Although this one did it better, is this one you can only go in straight lines. You aim at a place, press a button, and you go to that area. But then you fight everything's in zero gravity, and sometimes there were vacuums that behaved much like vacuums. Like, everything's really quiet. Really, really quiet. And you hear a little boom, 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 like from your gun. But ultimately, it's quiet. I just can't get enough of this game. The enemy designs are really cool, and you have quarantines in this game, which add kind of unique instead of just random enemy wave or whatever. Like, it has a legitimate reason, and because you triggered this quarantine, they're all after you now. Alright, I want to talk about the other two, so I'm going to cut it right here for this one. If I were to rate this game, I will give it a 9 out of 10. I had, many of you might be saying, what? You gave it nothing but, you had nothing but good things to say about it. That may be true, but it gets disorienting in the zero gravity. And the difficulty sometimes is kind of, holy crap, we need to scale it down a bit. Actually, never mind, remove that point. They don't need to scale it down. It's hard enough. It is what it entitles, so giving credit where credit is due. And some of the characters are kind of bland. I like Isaac Clarke in this one, but you don't know much about him. Not enough to actually care. Oh, side note. Every mission has a name, okay? Jot down every single mission name on a piece of paper. Don't indent or anything like that. Keep them nice and level. Circle the first words. I mean the first letter of every mission name. So for example, if you have course correction, you would only circle C in course. Alright? 9 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Scary. Doesn't result to the jump scares quite as much. I mean, there are a few, but yeah, keeps you on your toes at all time, and I love it. 9 out of 10. Worth every penny, especially now that's like not. I think it's $20. But suggestion, even though as you can see, I'm a PlayStation guy, get it on Xbox. It's better. Dead Space 2. It committed the sin as soon as I saw the trailer. He talks and won't shut the fuck up. Oh my god, he's just complaining. Like, Isaac, shut up. You've already been through this. I understand. It sucks. There's shit you can do about it right now. What I really like, although while I say that, and his voice is kind of not generic, but certainly not very good. Well, not to me, anyways. The layout in this is kind of weird, and I don't know why. I kind of have a problem with the suits because they look a little too new to me. They look a little too sleek and fashionable rather than just something that just that protects you and gets the job done. Like the hacker suit looks really fucking weird. The vintage suit looks, might as well call it a fucking pixel. But this has a very weird layout, very new, and the locator system in the first game was just straight lines, and whenever I went around into like a curve, it would just do that. This game, I don't want to say they fixed that, they changed it. It can now go and curve backwards, which I liked a lot, actually. And of course, your stasis and your kinesis from the first game are back, which kinesis is a really cool feature in the first one. I forgot to mention that now that I look back on it in hindsight. Basically, it's you can just grab stuff from far away. Really useful. You can actually use any object in the entire game to throw it at people. Like you can just lift it up and throw it at people, which is cool. Same can be done here. This one broadens a bit more on the insanity, and I fucking love it. This game went about it better though. But I love this one. Basically, you look at well, at least it was really good until about the end. Then I got really disappointed. I'm like, oh man, you could have just furthered it. Like, make it truly horrifying, or make it truly like he's really going insane. Because now I'm not insane. I'm not legally insane. I don't go through what this guy goes through, what dear old Isaac Clarke goes through. So I don't know how it is, but the visuals of him being insane are really cool, really cool. and it deserved to be broadened upon. Like, deserved to have to be broadened. So, yeah, the first one did do the insanity a bit better. Well, a bit more realistic, but this one was a little bit cooler. Cooler looking, I should say. You finally get character development for Isaac. Well, you did in the first game, technically. In the first scene, yeah. But this one broadened on him just a bit more and a bit more comfortably, and yeah, it's he's actually a really good character when they finally develop him. And they developed him. They developed him well. They brought in a couple of new enemies in here, which are really cool. Have you ever you ever wondered? Okay, well, there's only men and women on this ship for some odd reason. What about the children or babies? I mean, there's like thousands of people, and it takes, and we imagine it probably takes a lot of time going from Earth to to Aegis 7. So they probably had a couple of babies on board. This one touches upon that. Well, like, it's actually holy crap. And there are these times where there are vacuums, but you get rid of them really quickly. Like, you just shoot at a target and they're gone. So I guess that's okay. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It does keep you paying attention, keeps you awake. Then there are stalkers. So I know I jump in from place to place, but there are stalkers which they'll run at you. They'll hide and they'll run at you. And you gotta shoot. You gotta gun them down. But sometimes you're just sitting there just waiting for hours and hours. Well, it feels like hours and hours trying to finally come out charge so that way you can shoot. So, dude, because of Isaac talking, the layout's kind of funky, kind of weird, and the kind of disappointing, ending of the insanity plot. I give this one a 7 out of 10. Those were kind of big things for me, and I really wanted to see them touch upon them, but they didn't. So this one remains a 7 out of 10. I'd say it's worth it now because it's like 20 bucks. I think it's less actually. On to the big one, Dead Space 3. This game was a colossal disappointment. It was. The zero G is kind of better, but at times I got lost and they don't really use them quite as much. There are side missions in this, which is cool, but you'll glance over them like I did. I didn't even read it since it's all in game. They got rid of the upgrading system. You can actually make your own upgrades. I'm not kidding. You have enough resources, you can make your own upgrades. Which may think it's cool, right? Yeah, but it makes everything a little bit easier. You don't have to be like, oh, I just gotta find this chip now. Nope, you can just make it. Takes all the takes all the excitement out of it because now you know you can just make it. Done. You can make bullets. You can make anything really. You even need. There's no money in this game. You need like resources for everything, suits, everything, and Boosting's a bitch to find in this game. It is a bitch and a half to find. It. There's this one part where you're scaling up a mountain. I was playing with my friend Hobby. I was scaling up a mountain, and you don't know how many times I've died. And I'm like, what the hell? Even stuff that I knew I dodged, I still die because the controls are like, the layout's fine, but the timing is just awful. It is. The sequences roll a bit better, and the demo flat out fucking lied to me. I played the demo, and because there are quick time events in these games, and I'm looking at it, and they were amazing for quick time events. Like you have to, like Heavy Rain, you have to move all the stuff, and you have to actually crawl through something and whatnot, and it just makes everything much more engaging. Like you feel kind of like you're there. But in the final product, they scrapped it. Fuck you, EA. Fuck you. I wanted more of that. That was one of the main fucking reasons I bought it. I pre-ordered this shit. And yep, of course. Thank you, Colt. Got angry case. I wanted you to elaborate on that. Like, I want to see what could you do with this. And there were a lot of times where you're just like, oh my god, had they kept that mechanic, it would have been great. There's a lot more freedom in this game. There is. With the side quests, and you can just go wherever the hell you want. Visuals are cool. You stop being a whiny bitch. And there's a bit of human on human contact, but the covering system is awful. See, like, Hitman Absolution and Max Payne 3 did it right. I mean, simple. Just press a button, and you just go to the nearest object, and just, yeah. You don't click this. You crouch and find a spot that's roughly your height, and sometimes you still get hit. And sometimes I don't get hit. It's really wishy-washy. The necromorphs always hit me because they can use guns now. Yes, again. The human enemies miss me all the time, really. I gotta think of something good. Weapon customization. It's kick-ass. You can make your own parts, and you can, like, how many times, well, not how many times, but have you ever wished or thought it would be at least cool if one of your guns had like a blade on it so you can just slash it? You can! You ever wanted more firepower or something that'll make you go accurate? You wanted a minigun attached to your plasma cutter? You can! Of course, it's a sacrifice sort of deal. But yeah, you can. That's cool. I like that a lot. And some of the weapons, there's a shit ton of weapons, but most of them I guarantee you're not going to use. You're going to find that happy one and stick with it. But that's usually out of habit. And some of them, I looked up the stats, and they're actually pretty good. In areas, it's just they require so much resources that's almost not even worth it. This game, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I, I like it, but I recognize it's not good. It's okay at the very most. Um, they sort of copy and paste everything from Dead Space 2. Um, Enemy wise, I should say. What else should I talk about? Oh, well, another thing I forgot to mention in Dead Space 2 is online. Going back to Dead Space 2. Sorry for being really late. I didn't really think about this until just now because I'm not much of an online player. There's competitive online, but it's humans versus necromorphs. That's right. You can be the necromorphs. But it's almost kind of worthless being the necromorphs. The humans are severely overpowered because they can stasis you. They can use kinesis. They got all these weapons. What do you have? You can see through walls. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, that's cool. You can do jump attacks and whatnot. You can slash, and spit acid. But that's pretty much it. And they do usually the only thing that you'll the only person that you'll pretty much injure is first level first level players. But the cool thing about the limited edition of this game is that comes it comes with Dead Space Extraction. You can see it. It's a rail shooter, nothing special. Offers a bit to the story, so I say it's worth checking out. And just to give a quick little thing, this is still a 7 out of 10, by the way. But for Dead Space Extraction, if I were to give a quick little, I don't want to say review, but if I were to give my little verdict, that's a 7 out of 10 as well. Only because there's restricted freedom. But it's a rail shooter, so it's forgivable. Dead Space 3. This has online as well. Really cool online. It's co-op, and you actually do get a separate storyline, which is cool, but you sort of need to play it from the very beginning, play two-player from the very beginning in order to actually experience it in its full form. So, if you were just playing, a first couple of missions, and then your friend says, hey, I just bought Dead Space 3, how about we do some online, like Javi and I did? Yeah. We just missed a couple of important plot points with the other character involved in this. So that's great. We just missed all that. Not even a recap. Alright. I've rambled on for 40 minutes, so that's pretty much my cutoff point. If I were to rate this game, out of a fan of the series, I'll give it a 6. Well, I would give it a 6, but I feel much more comfortable giving this a 5. Rent it. Don't buy it. Just rent it. It's a one-play sort of deal. Well, this has been Colt 45, Dead Space, and as always, keep playing.